Milletcast for life.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Black Power Ranking. I am the African American Nightmare, the Podfather. Yeah, guys, I know we haven't done one of these since November of 2019. I'm sorry. It's fallen off, but look, it's Black History. No, it's Black Excellence Month, and I have to celebrate my people. You know, I should celebrate them every day, as you should with whatever race or ethnicity or creed that you are. You know what I mean? But we especially do it in February. If the background sounds a little wonky, I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing this as I'm at work on my lunch break. But here we go. We are going to do this. Honorable mention, the NBA legend Kobe Bryant. It's still unbelievable that he and his daughter, along with all those others, died in that horrific plane crash almost a month ago. It's still unbelievable. Kobe Bryant, like I said, I'm not a fan of real sports, basketball, whatever, but I understand how important he was and still is to the game of basketball, and understand what kind of a legend he was, and he was doing great things in his community. And it's unfortunate that he died the way that he did. So an honorable mention is number 24, Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. All right, number 3. We're only doing 3 for the Black Power ranking. Alpha Zoe, one half of the world's freshest tag team, along with DJ Fresh. He's really risen to the rise in the Bay Area wrestling scene lately. You know, he was in the Young Lions Cup for APW. He didn't win it, but he had a very impressive showing. And then he went to the West Coast Pro Show last month, the first wrestling show I've been to this year. And you know, he had a nice ovation. So he's really rising up in the ranks, and I love to see that. You know, when I interviewed the world's freshest tag team, he was injured at that point, and Fresh was kind of just doing his little solo thing, and then Zoe got back into it, and they've done great work together. They've been East Bay Pro Tag Team champions and all this other stuff, and they're on the rise. They're building a name for themselves, and I'm very happy for them. But Alpha Zoe, he is number 3 on this edition of the Black Power ranking. Number 2, Chris Bay. Now, what I've seen from this guy, I was at the West Coast Pro Show, and I saw him wrestle live for the first time. I'd heard his name before, seen some of his stuff on Twitter and Instagram. But yeah, he's a special talent. I loved watching him work. You know, I was telling a couple buddies of this. I think it was telling Jimbo from the End the Click Pod. The top African American spot that Shane Strickland had when he was on the Indies, Chris Bay is going to achieve that. I see it. He's like a mixture of a Shane Strickland, of a Kofi Kingston, a Ricochet, a Cedric Alexander, a Rich Swann. He's like a microcosm of all those African American talents in one. Like, you see it, you see it with the 2 ponytails or whatever, with the braids, like what Kofi does, and then the style of his wrestling, you know, the selling like a Ricochet or a Cedric Alexander. So I really do think he has a lot of potential, and I'm very excited for what he's going to do. You know, hopefully I'd be able to sit down and talk to him about his origins and how he started and all that other stuff. But the ultimate finesser, he's really doing it. And he was on 205 Live recently, which was awesome to see. Just people who wrestle in the Bay Area frequently making a name for themselves and achieving all these things. That's awesome. And then number 1 is Ricochet, former Prince Puma. So he earned a number 1 contendership spot when he beat Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins, and he will face the Beast in Saudi for Super Showdown, Blood Money in the Sand 5. Look, I'm happy for Ricochet. I really am. You know, he's earned this spot. He obviously won't win because, you know, Brock and Drew, that's the direction that we're going for WrestleMania 30 and 36. But it's going to be a good match. You know, Ricochet kind of lost in the shuffle after the AJ feud. You know, he hadn't really been doing much, and then gets this win over Lashley, and he's wrestling for the world title in Saudi Arabia against probably the biggest draw in the company, Brock Lesnar. So it's going to be a good match. I'm very excited for it, but I don't think he's gonna I don't think he's gonna win. It's just not his time yet. You know, but never say never in the world of professional wrestling or WWE. Anything can happen. But yeah, man, I'm excited for what's going to be going on with that. You know, it's going to be really very very interesting to see the kind of match that they're going to put together. And you know, Brock works well with smaller people. I mean, Ray, what he just did, AJ, D. Bry. So it's going to be very interesting, man. I'm excited for that. I keep saying I'm excited for everything because I am. Wrestling's exciting. You know, it's interesting and it's exciting, all in one. Oh my God, another honorable mention: the Velveteen Dream made a return to NXT last week. I haven't seen the whole show or even his segment, but I've heard great reviews about it. He went back after Roddy Strong, and it's kind of sad because Roddy doesn't have the North American Championship anymore. But you know, the Dream is back. He's gonna run wild all over Roddy in the Undisputed Era, brother. So that's really cool to see. I miss the Dream. You know, he's a presence. His character development is skyrocketed, and he's young. Like, he's what? I'm 24. I think he's like 24 too, or a year older than me, something like that. So he just gets it. He's picked this up so quickly. He's charismatic. He oozes charisma and machismo and all that other stuff. You know, and when he excuse me, when he cosplays as Hulk Hogan, it's great. I like him as Hogan better than I like Hogan as Hogan. You know. But yeah, the Dream, I'm excited, and hopefully he does become the NXT champion. You know, I see it in his future. His time is coming. I'm gonna call it 2020. I see Velveteen Dream being NXT champion. I really do. That's my honest opinion. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to get off the lunch break. I've got to wrap this up. Thank you so much for listening. Bulletcast coming tomorrow. Brandon and I are going to recap everything: Raw, SmackDown, the Messiah of Monday night, Seth Rollins, Murphy losing the Buddy name. Like, we're going to recap it all. You don't want to miss it. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you much love, peace, and soul.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.